Oh, those Ukrainians, we have to erase that nations from planet Earth. And what did they do? And all those non-Russians riding Russia's beat because they watched a interview with Colson and Putin, you know, I'm sorry that I have brains. Shall I cancel myself?
It was not your country that was attacked. I didn't get that.
Oh, I hate Russians. Yeah, so do I. At this point, most of them have never left the country. But you have to go and kill them because we said so. How? So you might even end up in prison and still end up in a ditch. I'm very interested in a great America. You know, rockets are not falling on my house. Not yet. Billions and billions and billions of oil money. Are you mad? And you know it's wrong. It's wrong to do it. And then still, by speaking those things, I put myself in danger.
It doesn't make any sense.
Just pretending that everything's fine. Banging some Russian hoes makes you an expert in Russia? You know what? Go f yourself. I posted a reel on my personal page on Instagram on the format that is popular right now, where you have this text above your head. There was a couple of lines that I modeled after another reel, another video, where I put a little bit of my bio backstory for the last couple of years. And the thing is, just a couple of years ago, I was living in Russia. I had a business going on. I wanted to extend that business, work on it. I had plans for years in place. But then the war in Ukraine took off and that changed everything. And unfortunately, I was forced to leave the country. And there was some asshole in the comment section under this reel said, "So you're Russian, huh? Okay. Why, were you forced to leave the country? It was not your country that was attacked. I didn't get that." Yo, let me explain that to you then. I was quiet about that stuff for the last years because 2022 I was kind of in a depressed rage kind of state of mind, and I couldn't speak about anything of that. And it's one of those things that you have to experience. You don't have to. If I had the choice, I would choose to not experience it again. But what I mean is I can't even express that in any kind of words to you that you could fathom that emotional state that we were in those times. And what I mean is, you live with people side by side in a country that you think are decent people. They're posting pictures of the children, good morning, quotes, and all kinds of shit. And then the same people just turn into werewolves. And you think they have values, they're not criminals, they're going to work, they're taking care of their families, and then that thing starts. And the same people in chats and family chats and, where you usually are in, people that you just know from work or from, your neighbors or something like that, start to say things like, "Oh, those Ukrainians, we have to erase that nations from planet Earth and, wipe them out and nuclear weapons." And look at that shit and you ask yourself, are you mad? Are you that dumb? What is wrong with you? You have children, for Christ's sake. You're a normal human being. How can you say things like that? And the weirdest thing about it is that Russia is a country that has millions and millions of relative connections with Ukrainians. There are a lot of people in Russia who there is a Russian husband and a Ukrainian wife, or the other way around, or they have relatives there, or they have family there, or something like that. And then this thing breaks loose, and I was totally convinced, people won't take that. They will resist, and this is absolute straight madness. First of all, it doesn't make any sense. And all those non-Russians riding Russia's beat in the comment section, knowing better, all the history in the background because they watched a interview with Colson and Putin, and you think you know better now. You don't. Imagine I, as a person who have never stepped foot on American soil or any English-speaking country, would educate you on your history. And I could actually argue that I would probably know more about American history than you know about Russian. And still, I don't do that. I don't get into the issues of your country and your rainbow people and corrupt and this and that. None of my business. But now we have a situation where some people, because their tax money is being spent on something, are mad about people who just defend their country. So what I mean is, for those guys, because it just gave me this idea to put out this video, and this guy were commenting on my video. And let me ask you, you're a normal person, work on your business, live your life, you're minding your business, you don't bother anyone else, you didn't ask for a war, you didn't ask for conflict, you didn't ask for nothing, you pay your taxes, you're a law-abiding citizen, and then they tell you, we have started this war with this country of neighbor of ours, which, has the same religion, is very close ethnically, speaking the same language, are very similar in a lot of ways, but you have to go and kill them because we said so. I'm sorry that I have brains. I'm sorry that I'm a human being and that I don't cope with the shit and that I'm not burning an interest to die in a ditch, and even more than that, to kill people that have done shit to me. Nothing. I don't even consider them my enemies. Never did, never do now, and never will, even if they attack Russia back today. They have every right to do so because they have to get attacked every fucking day. So let me ask you, you're minding your business, you're building your business, you're living your life, and the shit breaks out. You can't say shit on social media because you get prison time for that. For fucking post. Those assholes who are commenting on Instagram, me, what I should live for, what I should die for, what I should fight for. You're living somewhere in fucking Alabama or Kentucky or something like that. In total fucking safety. You have nothing to worry about. You can say shit that you want, you can do shit that you want, no consequences. No one puts you in prison for that. And you want to educate me on what I want to do, or I should do in my shoe. And I'm the coward now, or I'm, the undecent citizen now because I left the country, because I couldn't stand there when the shit took off in my city in Russia and a fucking corrupt cop for a fucking salary started to beat down women, students, children, who were doing peaceful protests. They didn't fight, they didn't put things on fire, none of that. They was just standing there with a white sheet of paper written on it, no to war. And they get beaten down with sticks and fucking put in a cell. Many of them get tortured in fucking police stations in Russia. And I should just take that. So my option is basically hiding. That's what most Russians today are doing. Just pretending that everything's fine. Doesn't bother me. I'm just living my life. Rockets are not falling on my house. Not yet. Then there's another section, is those fucking crazy people who just wipe out the whole nation, blah, 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 blah. Who are just zombied by television. And there are guys like me who understand you either leave or you end up in prison, or even worse. And funny thing is, even prison is not the end station today in Russia, because they draft fucking killers and thieves and guys who got 10, 15 years in prison, in Russian prison for violent crimes. They draft those assholes for the army. So you might even end up in prison and still end up in a fucking ditch. And then you see podcasts with influential guys. I don't even have something against them, but let's say, for example, Tate. He's brilliant when he talks about social media and his business stuff and kind of like that. But he's sitting there, oh, Putin has a plan, he's smart, he's this, he's that. How the fuck would you know that? Banging some Russian hoes makes you an expert in Russia? Is that it? Imagine me being an expert on the affairs of the United States because I banged some American hoes.
And spit on that thing, you get me?
It's ridiculous, ain't it? But for some reason, everybody knows now today what's the plan, what's this, what's that. And I haven't even lived in Russia ever before. Even a fucking interview with Carson and Putin. He's checking out fucking how nice the bread is in the supermarket in Moscow. Take your ass some a couple of 100 kilometers out of Moscow and check the country out and tell me then what you think. Go to the other cities in Russia that are fucking falling apart. You had over 2 decades of billions and billions and billions of oil money. You could turn every major city in Russia into fucking Dubai. And what did they do? Fucking nothing. Yeah, but some James in the comment section knows better what I should die for, what I should live for. You know what? Go fuck yourself. Deal with your rainbow people and your fucking issue and your open borders and all kinds of shit that you have in your country. But you don't do that. You're sitting on your ass and have the time comment in the comment section on Instagram of other people who have actually been through some shit the last couple of years. But you know better. And what the funny thing about it is, the fact alone that I say those things put me more in danger that you could say anything in your country. You don't run any danger in saying whatever the fuck. You can go on the street somewhere in America and say Biden is an asshole, Trump is an asshole, fuck his family, fuck is that. And I'm not even in Russia anymore. And still, by speaking those things, I put myself in danger even more than you ever could in America. Isn't that funny? And still there will be always some dork who knows better what I should say and what I should not say, what I should die for, what I should live for, blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, why I said in the beginning, is something you can't fathom. You have to experience it. I can tell you all those things, but the emotional state you are in, if you are talking to people that you think you knew all those years, turning into werewolves, literally like as if it was, you living next to sleeping psychopaths all the years, is something I will never be able to explain to you. Muhammad Ali, decades ago in America, was the traitor because he didn't want to go to Vietnam, with his infamous phrase, I can't even be respected in my country. You call me a nigger in America, and I should go somewhere where I've never been, people I have never met, to kill them for what?
You my enemy. My enemy is the white people, not Viet Congs or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
Back then he was a traitor. Today he's a hero for those things. And you know what it takes? It takes courage and it takes brains to not engage in corrupt and evil things. If you know what's right inside of you, and you're a decent human being, and you know it's wrong, it's fucking wrong to do it, then you will do the right thing. I will never believe that people that actually have a sane mind just watch television, you know, and they tell you that we should wipe out this nation. You're, yeah, we should wipe out those nations. Most of them have never left the f***ing country. They're just brainwashed. And when I tell them, have you ever met those people in the first place? Yeah, no, but, you know, I know. How? Want another example? I'm starting to understand, truly understand Eric Maria Remarque. You know, the author of the famous book that was turned into several movies. When he got asked on the street in America, you know, you have an accent. Where are you from? I'm German. Oh, I don't like Germans because everybody hated Germans. It was World War II. And he said, neither do I. Yeah, but you must understand, I'm French. Yes, I understand. It's something you won't be ever able to explain. You know, when people tell me, oh, I hate Russians. Yeah, so do I at this point. So what? Shall I cancel myself? Shall I unborn myself? I like my country, but I don't like the f***ing government. I like the place I was born. I love the nature. I love so many things about it, but then I hate so many things about the country. It's a state of mind and an emotional state that I will never be able to explain to anyone because you can only experience it. It's like a f***ing cancer in yourself that you can't cut out because it's part of you, and if you cut it out, you'll f***ing die. You can just live with it and just take it for what it is. And I don't have no great spiritual message in this video. I guess the only thing I can say is don't be so judgmental about people when you don't know what they have been through or what they're going through. And I'm not complaining here. I know that's what it is. There are people who have suffered much more than me, have lost their houses, lost their family, who have experienced those kinds of things. And I'm truly grateful that I haven't. But some guy somewhere in a safe space, United States, that knows better for other people, not hating here on the United States, by the way, if you think that's it, not whatsoever. I tell you actually a funny thing. Me, I can tell you I'm very interested in a great America. And this is your issues, your decisions. And I trust that the American nation will find the solution as they did before. You know, you will elect the people that you have to elect. But everyone benefits from a strong America. And I'm telling this even as a non-American citizen, because it is what it is. So I'm not hating here on anyone. I'm just saying, be a fucking human. There are always people on top pulling the strings, and then people on the bottom who are just following simple goals. Taking care of their family, taking care of the people they love. The guys in the ditches are not fighting for money or for Rolls Royces or for something else. They know they have their families behind, and if they fall, their families are f***ed. They don't care about money.